Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Go. Yeah, let's keep going. Can you show the metrics, Hudson?
So now let's just create a plan based on the top ranked locations across the city. Okay. Now, as I mentioned to begin with, that there are some 25 locations which represent these top 100 sites that we have. At the start we selected 100, correct? So again, I'm just quickly showing you. So there are 25 locations. So if I just do a quick plan where I want to demonstrate the various KPIs, let's say shortlist one. Okay, so it has these. So it's going to select one top location from each of the ranked locations in this particular run. Okay, and then I can say create. I can preview. Let's say I just for the sake of demonstration, let me preview the locations. Yeah. Uh, I can do it. I can see it in a list view. Okay, and so on. I can even I can go back to the map view where what we were seeing the first time. If I wanted to deselect some location, if I let's say these two locations are very close by, if I click on this, will it work? It doesn't work from here. Okay. So go to the list view. I deselect yeah, one or two locations just for the sake of demonstration. Okay, and I just say cross now. I've deselected two now, so it's become 23, and I'll just say create campaign now. Okay, I'll just make a 30-day campaign. Yeah, so it'll go until 7th of September, and I can. If this is a test campaign, so I'm not selecting any brand. Just go to create. Yeah, so this is the campaign which is created right now. If I click on now metrics, it'll show it'll show what the plan will deliver in terms of the various KPIs and metrics.
Yeah, this is the core of the system, Reshma. Now, what happens is that on this screen,
It's
for
got
every number,
it's got created now. For this particular plan, over a 30-day period, and for these 23 sites that we have taken, it will deliver a NPR of 88%. Okay. Uh, what this number signifies is that across those 23 locations, if I were to know what is the captive TG audience living in those areas in a 500-meter radius catchment, because all our numbers here from a residential perspective, they are in a 500-meter radius catchment. Okay, so 23 site, 70,000 number of residential TG captive population there. This particular number is the one which is one of the most complex numbers where we obtain what is the number of gross transit impressions delivered over a 30-day period. Okay, so that's the number that we have. If I divide that by 30, I would get the per day number of transit impressions that are getting delivered within the TG. Okay. This is the plan cost. This is an indicative amount that, okay, for these 23 locations, it will be some 57 lakhs. The cost per impression is, of course, plan cost divided by the 30-day gross transit impressions. So this is the ratio between plan cost and this. It's 13 paise. TG size is the number of people who live in Bangalore city who are in NCCS AB 20 to 45 year olds and males and females both. Okay. And 30 days net reach is the most complex of the calculations that the system provides. Okay. Where it tells you that over Bangalore over 23 over the 30 days of the campaign, these 23 sites will deliver 88% reach. So if you divide 33 lakhs divided by 37 lakhs, that would give you the 88.44%. Okay. And average ODS is in other words frequency, which so this is a person in the TG will see this campaign 13 times over 30 days of the campaign period. Okay. So this is about the KPIs. I mean, there's a lot of mathematical calculations, so which I guess you do not have to worry too much about, but this is how we have represented it. Now, if we go further down, I can just go to the full screen and showcase how the plan looks. Okay, I can choose to hide the location descriptions which were given there for each of the map for each of the locations, or I can toggle back. Okay, so it will show those locations again. Let me exit the full screen of the map. This is where we export the metrics. Again, this is again the all mathematics and so on. So, but I'll just quickly show you the Excel, not spend too much time over there. Okay, so this has location-wise, for these 23 locations, how many, what the metric for each of those, for each of the locations. Okay, so there are various various metrics that are reported here. Okay, coming back to the screen, I can even generate a PDF report. Okay, we'll show the report once. You can go speak here only.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Jay.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Jay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No. Okay, so this is,
Jai.
what clients will have this report to use for their internal processing, right? So the probability of a client using this system directly is not very high. I would say the probability of a client using this is like 5%. What do you think, Sri? Is that
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the UX discussion, it's okay. I mean, that we can decide. But for the sake of discussion, we're just focusing on the screens. That's fine.
This is essentially what we have been prescribed 20 locations, the TG definition that we had. These are the various KPIs that we have. Yeah, these are the breakups of the numbers that we have and so on. I'll just quickly go down. There are lots of mathematical breakup which are being reported, and of course the number of touch point categories that you would be able to reach out to in these 23 locations. So
Yes, switch back to UI and show these details on the UI also.
Do we need to do you need to do the UI for that Excel sheet, Sridhar? I'm just trying to get the number of screens that we need to work on. Sridhar, you there? Can you hear me?
Self-explanatory. So usually people have a lot of questions around it. What is the source? How do you derive it, and so on and so forth. So if we can actually make the UX in such a way that it can actually showcase what is the contribution of each location, or by day, whatever that you think when you make the UX, you have to keep all of these things in mind. And during our interaction daily, you will learn what the system is, so that you can improvise on the UX aspects of the system. So what Harshil is showing you right now is the overall, the data that's for the overall campaign for all the sites in a given city.
Sri, one question I have.
Reshma,
You
can you hear
have
me?
about, we can hear you, Sri. Hello?
Reshma, I cannot hear you if you're speaking. Can you hear me?
Nothing, Sridhar. I'm just trying to understand the number of screens you need to work on. I just had a
cannot hear you,
question. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you, Reshma.
I know both of you are speaking, but I cannot hear.
Okay.
Harshal, how about you? Can you hear us?
they can hear all of you actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, then it's fine.
Yeah, let's proceed then accordingly. Then we'll come up when, anyways, we'll have multiple interactions. We'll have more questions going
So this will
forward.
be
So
like
it's
the
fine.
most important page, which is metrics, which tells every detail of a campaign for all the sites selected based on whatever selection the user has done.
Okay.
So even we can also search for a specific site. So what it'll tell me is that, okay, I clicked on view metrics right now, correct? So it tells me that this particular location has 1522 captive residential population living within the PG. There'll be 2.3 million impressions that get delivered, 100 impressions get delivered over a 30-day period, and on the plan for 30 days. This is for 30 days, yeah? And then the cost per impression. So similarly, I can go ahead and look for other locations as I need to. And then even all the KPIs below they get divided for, or rather they get represented for that one location that we selected here right now.
Right.
Actually, I have one question. Let's say there are
So,
12
Reshma, any
users, right?
questions?
No, I'll just take it in Sridhar as of now.
I
I'll get back to
am
you.
Sridhar. I don't know whether you are
Can
able to
I
hear
hear,
me or
can
not.
you hear her?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Reshma, can you hear Reshma?
Yes, I can.
We can, yeah.
Okay.
So Harshal, I have one
I don't
question.
know why. Yeah,
Let's say there are 12 users or 30 users, right? So you search
I
to
cannot
make
hear
all
Reshma. If she's asking any questions, Harshal, can you?
Shedra, I think maybe you might want to just join using a handset or mobile hotspot, because I think it's fine here for us.
You can hear everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, let me log out and join again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there are about let's assume 30 users or whomsoever, right? Now you take time in choosing the demographic, the city and all that. So will you save this session and reuse it later point in time? One. Two is after you set everything internally. Do you have a link that you can share it internally? Let's say instead of asking, you may choose this particular whatever that you have chosen. A campaign plan is being made. This could be for Pepsi, and you save this with some notes saying that this is for Pepsi, and hey Rajesh, take a look at it. Rajesh could be one of your internal users, right?
Jay, we're not talking about any functional incremental value or any feature request. We're only focusing on the UX of the existing application.
I understood that, Sri. While
we can think and do that if there's a business need for it, but that doesn't change the UX part of it.
No, I completely get it. Because I did not see those screens, that's why I was just thinking, did we miss anything just to pick the brain?
No, right now there is nothing of that sort. Like Manas said, 90% of the usage is from the research department of the company, which we generally won't explain it to our prospects or clients. And in rare occasions where the client wants access to our system, we can give them the access again, which is based on the OTP. Nothing like sharing a link or anything like that. So it could be as crude as we take the screenshot and put it onto the PPT and give the presentation.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So Reshma, from the UX standpoint, this is like the most important screen. Okay.
All right.
And after this, you go back to the dashboard and then look at the list of campaigns the users create and all that. Yeah. Harshal, can you walk through the menu elements one by one?
See, in terms of the usability and UX, I think the planning, the TG selection is also very important. I think that's actually more important. And then the campaign, then the KPIs, of course, are very important as well. Okay.
Correct.
So coming back, let's say so this is where I created the plan, and then it once the plan got created, it showed me the set of campaigns that have been created thus far. Okay. So these are the set of campaigns that we have, and currently it's ongoing. You see this light gray indicator. If I wanted to see the complete campaigns, I would have clicked here. It would show me here. And and upcoming would be those which are going to come up in future. Archived are the ones which are like the older or I mean discarded or something. Now, going to the other aspects of the application, some of these are admin aspects as well, like upload sites is when I get new media, then we just upload a set of there's an upload format, and then we just upload the sites based on what are the dimensions, what is the rental, indicative rental, and so on. Okay. Uh, Under list my sites, yeah, this is something or other. Let me go to
Sorry, this is more to do with the back end of handling this application, right?
upload
Not-
site. Upload sites, admin user, yeah, typically it's more important for him or her.
So basically, we need to more focus on plan my campaign, the metrics.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
correct.
Okay. What? Okay.
Yeah. So site insights is something also which the planner who typically would be the most after the admin user, the most important person using this application. Okay, where I have a listing of various locations in that are loaded onto the application right now. So we have about 39,548 sites that are there on the system currently. Yeah. And suppose I wanted to know Bangalore only. I just select Bangalore here and say apply. Okay. ठीक है नीचे ओके करना पड़ता है Okay. Now we got update. So 2,640 number of locations is what we have in Bangalore. Okay. Suppose I have a very specific request that I want to create and I want to demonstrate a plan for say Koramangala, Kalyan Nagar and MG Road, for example. I can just choose here. I choose say Yelahanka also, and then I can create a cap. So it just this is another way of looking at it. Looking at the metrics for a certain site. I can even filter here based on the rentals of the site. If I want to choose more expensive media, meaning assuming that they have a better visibility or the size would typically be much larger. Okay, that's how the industry works. So then I can filter based on that as well. And also one more thing which we have here is in terms of if I insert a latitude and longitude here, it will tell me all the locations which are in the proximity of that latitude longitude. Let's say uh, just this is Mumbai and let me just take this particular point here. And I insert the geo radius is, let's say, I want to know all these sites just 1 kilometer radius. I will just go and I'll have to remove this city because now that is from Mumbai.
Got it.
Okay. So what it's now filtered 133 records. So there are 133 sites which are in a 1 kilometer proximity of that latitude longitude which I've prescribed here. If it's understood.
Got it.
Yeah, and it says even what is the distance that the radial distance that it is from that particular latitude. Okay. So these are various elements. Site insights. Typically, in terms of the ranking, I mean, this would be the fourth most important. So, I think you have got the first three correctly. Yeah. These are some other elements that we have, like city analytics and so on. Okay, where we are able to subscribe to mobile advertiser data in terms of application pings, okay, mobile app pings. So we can get information on where are the hotspots for, in this case, I've selected home location, and it would show us largely, I mean, the large populated areas as per the mobile app pings that we have. Okay. Of course, Mumbai is a heavily populated city, and there are large chunks of populations at various parts. There are certain areas which are very, very densely populated. Like this location, I think, is very close to Dharavi, incidentally, which is getting a red as you see here. But, yeah, so this is just how the mobile app data is. Each segment is where we can select a certain area. I want to, let's say, I want to plan a campaign within a certain catchment of 4 by 4 kilometers. Okay, I mean we have just some sizes which we felt were very, very relevant at that when we designed the product. So 500 meters by 500 meters or 2.1 kilometers and so on, and 4.2 kilometers. Let's say I want to do a campaign. Sorry. Say I want to we want to put something in okay. So I double click on I've just double clicked on this particular location. I've just for the sake of demonstration, I've not been very accurate, but this is essentially a 4.2 to 4.2 kilometer catchment. And then I would want to create a campaign in this area. So, of course, this is a very large sort of area, and it's a very densely packed area with lots of media available here. So it's actually giving us at the start it came 1100 odd outdoor media that we can choose from. Okay, so I can again select shortlist. These are again. Just a minute, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Your battery is low.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that catchment is actually quite large, and that's why
Got it. Huh.
lots of sites to choose from. So this is also a useful demonstration for the client when if they want to target a certain area for their products or services, then we can demonstrate this as well. Okay. So again, then the usual process follows. If I say create a campaign, it would take me to the key page where NCC is age group and the gender selected, and then we go ahead and create a campaign, and then we will get text for that campaign.
Got it.
So yeah, so we've covered this, and
I have one question, Harshal. Now, there are majorly two roles here, right? One is the backend admin who uploads the data and all this keeps it up to date. And then there is a client who sees all the data that he is accessible to. There is no other role. Like, for instance, you don't have a third party where you limit certain information and display certain information. Those things are not there, right?
No, there is nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Only there are two rows. So I'm assuming there are only two rows. One is from the backend, and one is whatever is the display is available for every client for you to view.
Although we have authorization set to control every link that you see on this, every data point that you see on the screen, we can control it, but we don't control it that way.
Okay.
There are only two roles, admin and user.
Got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this, we have planned city localities as well. This is actually quite similar to Plan My Campaign. The only the main difference here is that this includes outdoor media dark regions as well. Whereas the campaign, plan my campaign, it includes only outdoor media rich locations. Okay. So when I plan a campaign, I can, if I want to know even areas which don't have outdoor media, which is loaded onto the system, okay, then which are those top areas? And so this also is something which we offer our clients when we do not have media in a given city, for example. Okay, because we have a long list of cities, 62 cities. Okay, so not each and every location may be present on the system always. So in that scenario, we're at least able to tell the client which are the top areas from a TG residential TG perspective, and if you go to a certain area within a given city, then what will be the metrics for that location? Okay. And tour plan again. These are again. I need not go into this particular thing, but sometimes when we want to just upload details, we want to upload a plan which is where we know that the lots of sites or almost all the sites are duplicates of what existing sites there are. We go ahead and do an upload plan so that a duplication of existing sites is not there on the system. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Reshma, do you get a fair idea on the screens?
I did, Sridhar, yes.
Navigability of the application. Most of the other screens are very similar in nature. The kind of data that is displayed is also very similar. And if you look at the screen, Harshal touched this TG selection in 3 different locations. So that being said, that's like the most important thing. The selection of TG and the display of the metrics.
Metrics, correct.
So rest of the application follows the same pattern with some additional administrative screens. Now, in the interest of time, is that good enough for you, or do you want us to walk this through?
No, I think this is good enough as of now, Sridhar. Anyways, I'll have to get back to you once I start working on these things to catch up on the data points for the display things. We'll definitely have to catch up multiple times on that front. But I think this is a good, this is a great start on the application.
Okay. So we